5 years ago today, that was when I was taking prednisone and had just been given another dose of chemotherapy. And I was suffering side effects from both. And I was trying, but failing, to take a nap. I was staring at the ceiling, wondering, when will I ever sleep again? When will these prednisone side effects go away? And I was sitting there staring, just miserable, when suddenly, it was like a bolt of lightning. A light bulb went off. And that was when I realized I had to become the Prednisone Pharmacist. I had to help people on prednisone. I had been taking prednisone for 9 months and I had suffered so many side effects. But what I hadn't realized at that point was that there was something I could really do about it, and not just for myself, that I could help other people too. And it was when I realized that the prednisone side effects are linked to something that I'd only kind of heard about in the textbooks. I hadn't really put it all together. It's called nutrient depletion. That prednisone causing these side effects has a reason, that there's an explanation for why we get the insomnia, for why we get the osteoporosis, for why we get the hunger, the weight gain, the misery. That it all makes sense because our body is depleting nutrients. So prednisone mimics cortisol, nature's stress hormone, that saves us from horrible stress, whether it's famine or whether it's a war. It allows us to survive that, but it's doing it at a cost. What it's doing is stealing from your reserves, your bank account of nutrients in your bones and in your muscles, stealing that and using it now to survive. And that it's releasing all of the calcium, potassium, magnesium, and things from your bones so that you have the ability, if it was like a tiger chasing you, to run away, for the famine, to survive long enough to be able to find food again, right? That your body is getting rid of this savings account, depleting all of these things, and it's making us feel miserable because the amount of cortisol we are giving our body in the form of prednisone is way higher than anything our body could naturally make. And so we're stealing even more nutrients from our body than Mother Nature ever would have in the form of cortisol. And so we need to replenish those nutrients. We need to give back that calcium, the potassium, the magnesium, because otherwise we're going to have long-term side effects like osteoporosis. Or for another thing is the hunger, the cravings, the high blood sugar. That's from prednisone releasing sugar into your blood so that you can have enough energy to run away from that tiger. But you don't have a tiger to run away from, and so you just have high blood sugar, and that's leading to the hangry, the cravings, the inability to stop eating when you're supposed to, the excessive weight gain. All of those things are because of another nutrient that we don't normally think of called chromium. Chromium is this little metal micronutrient, that mineral that you need in a complex with insulin and the sugar, to get the sugar inside the cell so you can use it. Otherwise, the cell doesn't let in the blood sugars. And so you might be having all of this hunger because your cells are saying, I'm not getting anything. Because they're not, because you don't have enough chromium to let the insulin do its thing to get the sugar inside your body. And so if we give back chromium, which your body's peeing out in high quantities when you're on prednisone, if you give that back, you see weight loss. You see specifically not the weight loss that's from muscles, but from fat. We see less cravings. We see less high blood sugar. It is amazing what can happen when you are giving back the nutrients that prednisone is stealing. So if you would like to know how to replenish all of those nutrients, I had that epiphany 5 years ago, realizing that if I give all of this back, that people on prednisone are going to feel better. Well, what I did is I took that experience of suffering tons of side effects myself, and I invented a supplement designed specifically for people on prednisone. I spent the next year, from 5 to 4 years ago, going through the science, going through manufacturers, going through ingredients to find the very best possible so that I could give you one supplement that would give back all the nutrients you need while on prednisone that prednisone is stealing so that you can replenish your nutrients and feel better. And it's called Nutranize Zone. This is it right here. I invented this 5 years ago, and it's been available and taken by thousands of people now who take prednisone too. You take 2 of these in the morning, and then there's also a bedtime bottle, and you take 2 at night, and that helps you to sleep more restfully. All you have to do is go to Nutranize.com, and you can get it for you today. Signing off is Dr. Megan, your Prednisone Pharmacist.